This is a presentation about St. Clair County Community College presented during the orientation by Mrs. Carrie Burse, the registrar of the college. The registrar is an administrator at a college in charge of authorizing the final degree granting and registration and so on. So it was great that Mrs. Burse was able to talk to the students, and here are the slides she presented. First of all, she welcomed all the students to SC4. They are glad you're here. Middle college students total about 600 students out of about 4,000 students each semester that sign up. So they're a significant percentage of the college at SC4. She talked about some important dates, and some of this I'll just read. Other information I'll try to paraphrase, but it's important that it is your responsibility to understand and know the deadlines. The first day of the fall semester was, since it was yesterday as I record this, Monday, August 21st. Students can make changes during the first week of class only, and so Friday the 25th is the last day to make a change in classes. It's not a good idea to make changes, but if you really know a class isn't for you, or you find out there's a seat available in another class you'd rather have, you can still make the change, so that's okay to do. The next significant date is Monday, October 2nd. At that time, the college instructors are required to post an early alert grade in your portal, and so students can view their grades. And it's a snapshot of how you're doing at that time, 6 weeks into the semester. There's still 10 weeks to go, so the idea is that if you see you're not doing well, then you still have some time to improve your grade by using resources at the college. The Blue Water Middle College will contact the student and the parent of all students who have a C- or less in a class as of the early alert grades. Winter registration opens on Monday, October 30th. Before then, we will have 2 success sessions that focus on choosing classes and the registration process. You'll be required to attend those sessions to learn how to register, because you guys register yourselves starting with the winter registration, and that opens up on October 30th. So before you know it, you'll be registering for winter classes. And then the semester wraps up with final exam week. That's December 11th through Friday the 15th. It depends on your class schedule, what day you will have your final exams. But the semester will be over as of December 15th, and you don't come back to class for the winter until a week or so into January. So you get a nice long break from college classes. Mrs. Burse talked about some ways of staying connected to the university. There is a neat app for either Apple or Android phones, and the title is right up there, Ellucian Go. So now might be a good time to pause this and search for that app if you have a cell phone, and just get the Ellucian Go app on your phone. What you'll do when you open it is choose St. Clair County Community College, because it's an app that has information for a lot of different colleges, but you want SC4. It's got important phone numbers in there, and you can see on the screen just all kinds of things. Canceled classes are listed, student announcements, links to the catalog, your class schedule, and so on. So there's a ton of information on this app designed for St. Clair County Community College. So I strongly recommend that if you have a smartphone, that you would download the Ellucian Go app. Other ways to stay in touch with the college, and it really is smart to do so, is through your portal. You'll be learning more about the portal as part of this orientation. That's the screen in the lower left, this area right around here. You can get all kinds of information in there, so I won't go into that right now. But I also recommend, if you have a Twitter account, if you have a Facebook account, even I think they're on Instagram and maybe Snapchat even, but find at St. Clair County Community College and follow them, because you'll get little pieces of information on events happening on campus. Maybe there'll be a college rep in the college center on a particular day that otherwise you wouldn't hear about. You might miss if you don't go to the news part of their webpage. So they're pretty good with the social media, so I would recommend following SC4 however you can. The Skipper's One card, that's your ID card. The one you see here, of course some of the important information has been blocked out, but it looks like a credit card. It is not a credit card. Students can have money put on in the account, and the card can act as a debit card, but in no way is it a credit card where you can rack up debt. You have to have it loaded with money ahead of time, and to do that your parents probably would have to do that, and you can contact us or someone at the college to learn how to do it. But otherwise it's just an ID card. You get that card, the full card, when you turn 16 years old. If you're not yet 16, you'll get a temporary card, and then the semester after you turn 16 is when they will send you the skipper's card. But you're going to need to get your photo taken, because either way they need a photo ID. But that's the skipper's card. There's discounts at local stores. You'll use it to take out and access library resources, and basically it's an ID card. So if you walk into the registration office or the academic advising office, they're going to want to see your ID card just so they know that they're talking to who they think they're talking to, or who you say you are. Class cancellations, this is important, especially if you're driving a long way to get to SC4. Instructors sometimes get sick, sometimes they're delayed in another city or something like that, and they may need to cancel class. And for some students, you're driving all the way here just for that one class, or maybe two, and you can arrive to campus a little later if your first class is canceled. So one way to check is the Ellucian Go app. You can also check within your portal. It will list the canceled classes. It doesn't list just yours, but it will list all of them. There's usually not that many to scroll through. So before you hit the road, you might want to find that way to check for canceled classes, and if yours is canceled, then you don't have to attend. But make sure it's your class and not another section of it. Student services. SC4 offers loads of support for its students in many ways. Academic advising is something that we want you to learn to take advantage of. Those are basically counselors, the academic advisors, and they can help you achieve your goal and plan for your degree, whatever degree you're seeking. They can also help you pick classes that will transfer well to a college or university that you're looking at in the future. And so they're a great resource. They can even help with career identification. So if you're not really sure what you want to do, go to the academic advisors, because they can give you some assessments and talk you through some ideas on good careers, and then what degree you might seek at SC4 to help prepare for that career. The registration office is also in the Welcome Center building. All these are, and financial aid as well. So if you have trouble signing up for a class, the middle college staff can help, but we can't make any changes in your account. So if you really need that to happen, you're going to need to stop in the registration office on the first floor of the Welcome Center building. And also on the first floor are the financial aid folks. They're very helpful, but you really don't need them until you're kind of getting ready to leave the middle college. So we have the financial aid director actually talk to our students and their parents during grade 13, the students' final year in the middle college. Mrs. Burst talked about campus safety, and the first thing she stated that SC4 really is a very safe campus. Very little in terms of trouble happens on SC4's campus. They have their own campus patrol, their own security team, if you will, that you will see walking around campus. She strongly recommended that students enter into their phone as a contact the campus patrol number, which is 810-989-5757. If anything happens, as it says on this list, such as your car won't start, you locked your keys in it, you're out of gas, you have a flat tire, the campus patrol folks are glad to help, and whatever they can't do, then they'll make sure at least you're safe and have help on the way. They may not be able to fix every problem your car has, but if you do witness any kind of significant emergency, whether it's a health emergency, or a crime or something like that, just go ahead and call 911. Don't worry about contacting campus patrol. SC4's campus patrol will be notified by the sheriff or the Port Huron Police. So go ahead and if you see something you feel like you need to get a safety person there, immediately call 911 and they'll take it from there. Okay. Other on-campus services, which are kind of neat to take advantage of, the bookstore, which is right next to the Blue Water Middle College office. And even though your books are provided by the Middle College while you're here, there's all kinds of stuff sold in the bookstore, everything from pens and pencils and notebooks and SC4 t-shirts and coffee mugs and all that stuff. So I would recommend stopping in the bookstore just to see what they have. The Bistro is a cafe where around lunchtime you can get some good food to eat and plenty of room to sit and eat it in the cafeteria, and that's in the College Center building. There's also a coffee cart. It's a little bigger than a cart, but they have snacks and usually donuts, bagels, and coffee, and maybe hot chocolate, things like that. So that's out in the lobby of the College Center. So the College Center building is a fun place to go in the middle of the day, or when you have time off. That's where students often gather and just kind of relax or do homework. The SC4 Fieldhouse, their fitness center, is now completed, and what a great facility it is. So it's across Erie Street, across from the McKenzie building. You'll see the SC4 logo on it towards the McMorran Theater. And don't be shy about going in there and looking around. You'll need your ID card, but you can walk in, and even I assume someone would even show you around to see how to use the equipment. But you have every right as an SC4 student to utilize the walking track, any of the workout equipment. The sports teams, I know, work out on the gym floor. I don't know if they have free time for shooting baskets, but they probably do. So I encourage you to check out the fitness center if you have time in between classes. And then there's a lot of clubs on campus. These are just some of them. Mrs. Burse has the web address to learn more about these clubs. There's a student government, a business club, criminal justice club, and so on. So definitely try to get involved, if not your first year, but by your second or third year. That's a big part of being in college, is being involved in some of the organizations. You meet new students, also you meet faculty members that can help you out down the road. So definitely get involved with an SC4 student club if you like. There's an honors program at SC4. If you're not sure whether you qualify, but you think you might, contact one of the Blue Water Middle College folks. To get in the honors program, there's different criteria. There's a certain high school grade point average you have to have, or certain AccuPlacer scores or SAT scores. There's a whole combination of things that can qualify you for the honors program. Once you're in it, then you need to pass 4 courses at the honors level out of the probably 17 or 18 that you'll take. If you pass 4 of them with a B or higher, then your overall grade point is a 3.0 or higher, then your diploma will indicate that you earned an honors associate degree. So it's a pretty cool thing. Talk to a middle college person if you need more information about it. And finally, the type is rather small on this slide, but basically when Mrs. Burse talked about the student code of conduct at SC4, she was telling students just to, basically behave, follow basic rules that you'd find at any school, and you should be okay. Respect people, respect the property, don't cheat. Plagiarizing or submitting work that's not yours is a very serious the serious infraction, if you will, at the college level. You can be kicked out of a class just like that, and potentially even kicked out of the college, and there's nothing that the Blue Water Middle College staff can do to stop that. So do not cheat. Turn in your own work. If you haven't finished an assignment, you got to accept the grade or whatever that comes along with not turning it in. Or if you've completed it partially, turn in what you've got, what you completed, but don't copy someone else's work. Okay. Academic standing, most students do really well as Blue Water Middle College students, but as any SC4 student, this rule applies to all. If your grade point falls below 2.0, which is a C average for a certain semester, you are going to be placed on academic warning. You have one more semester to bring your grade point then above a 2.0. If that doesn't happen, then you're going to be suspended for a semester and required to sit out the semester. So you have to stay in good academic standing, which is with a 2.0 grade point average or higher, and that's college courses only. So your high school courses do not factor into that. So as Mrs. Burse said, you start out with the potential for a 4.0 grade point average in college. We'll talk a little bit more about that in another presentation. But it's even if your high school grades have not been really strong and your GPA in high school might be a 2.6 or 3.1, something like that, you can actually have a higher college grade point as you go forward, because a lot of students are really ready to start buckling down and doing well in school. So this, I know you did not get a chance to see Mrs. Burse or meet her, but she's a very nice person, high energy, and just loves to help students. So if you have any questions about how things run at the college, she invited you to give her a call or an email, and she may direct you to someone who can help in more detail, but it's a great place to start. So and feel free to follow up with questions to me, Mr. Spencer, or any of the Blue Water Middle College staff, or anyone on campus. As she says, it's a tragedy to not ask questions, especially if it results in something, you missing out on an opportunity that could really cost you time and literally thousands of dollars sometimes by just not asking for clarification. Okay, so that winds up this SC4 overview. More to come.